further strengthen brotherly ties, promote mutually beneficial cooperation, and to move forward on their understanding reached during the recent visit of the Prime Minister to the UAE. Russia's Special Representative for Afghanistan, Ambassador Zamir Kabulov, visited Pakistan this week as part of his tour to the region. He held meetings with Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ms. Hina Rabbani Khar, and Special Representative for Afghanistan, Ambassador Muhammad Sadiq. In these meetings, the situation in Afghanistan and recent developments in the region were discussed. Pakistan stressed the importance of peace and stability in our neighborhood. We underscored our desire to work closely with regional countries to pursue continuous and practical engagement with the interim Afghan government on countering terrorism and to help avert humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. Both sides reiterated their commitment to work closely to further strengthen coordination and cooperation in promoting peace, stability, economic development in Afghanistan. They also agreed to continue engagement both bilaterally and in the context of regional forums such as Moscow format and the neighboring countries of Afghanistan platform. As you're aware, the 8th session of the Pakistan-Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Trade, Economic, Scientific and Technical Cooperation was held from 18th to 20th January in Islamabad. It was led by Mr. Ayaz Sadiq, Federal Minister for Economic Affairs of Pakistan, and Mr. Nikolai Shulginov, Minister of Energy of the Russian Federation. Mr. Shulginov also called on the Prime Minister of Pakistan. The meetings were held in a positive and constructive atmosphere. The two sides discussed enhanced bilateral cooperation in trade and investment, energy, communication and transport, agriculture, industry, finance, customs and banking sector, higher education, science and technology, and information technology. A joint statement was issued at the end of the session. The two sides also signed a number of documents, including an agreement on cooperation and mutual assistance in customs matters, and a working agreement on airworthiness of aeronautical products. You may have seen that Pakistan has strongly condemned the recent acts of desecration of the Holy Quran in Sweden and the Netherlands. We see these acts as racist, xenophobic, and Islamophobic. Far from being a symbol of the freedom of expression and opinion, these acts are provocative and hurtful for the religious sensitivities of over 1.5 billion Muslims around the world. Their sole aim is to incite violence against Muslim minorities. We have conveyed our concerns to Sweden and the Netherlands and urge these governments to take concrete steps against Islamophobic acts. The last 10 days of January carry painful memories of 3 massacres committed by the Indian occupation forces in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir in the 1990s. On 21st January 1990, in Gawakadal area of Srinagar, the Indian troops opened fires on peaceful protesters, killing at least 50 civilians and injuring dozens. A few days later, on 25th of January 1990, another 21 unarmed Kashmiris were killed by the Indian troops in Handwara town in northern IIOJK. And this very date, the 27th of January, is a reminder of another day of bloodshed in 1994 when Indian troops massacred 27 civilians in Kupwara town of IIOJK. To this day, the victims and their families await justice, and perpetrators of these heinous crimes have never been held to account. Today, we remember and celebrate the martyrs and pay rich tributes to their sacrifices. Pakistan will continue to raise its voice on the continuing grave human rights abuses in IIOJK. It will also continue to extend unstinted moral, political, and diplomatic support to the people of Jammu and Kashmir in their quest for self-determination in accordance with the relevant UN Security Council resolutions. I will conclude with an upcoming visit announcement. The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ms. Hina Rabbani Khar, will lead the Pakistan delegation to the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva. On 30th of January 2023, the Minister of State will present Pakistan's National Progress Report under the Universal Periodic Review (UPR) process at the Council. This will be Pakistan's 4th review. Previously, Pakistan has been reviewed under this process in 2008, 12, and 2017. In her presentation, the Minister of State will outline the wide-ranging legal, policy, administrative, and institutional steps taken by Pakistan to safeguard and advance human rights over the last 5 years. She will also highlight Pakistan's important contributions towards global human rights discourse and norm building. Established in 2007, UPR is an important mechanism of the Human Rights Council. Under this peer-driven review mechanism, human rights record of all UN member states is reviewed every 4 to 5 years. Pakistan will continue its constructive engagement with the Human Rights Council and the UN human rights machinery. I thank you.
ترجمان دفتر خارجہ ممتاز زہرا بلوچ کی ہفتہ وار نیوز بریفنگ آپ نے ملاحظہ کی. اس موقع پر انہوں نے کہا کہ تاشقند میں وزیر خارجہ بلاول بھٹو زرداری نے وزراء خارجہ کونسل اجلاس میں شرکت کی. اس اجلاس میں وزیر خارجہ نے علاقائی اور عالمی امور پر بات چیت کی اور پاکستان کا نقطہ نظر پیش کیا. وزیر خارجہ بلاول بھٹو زرداری نے اس موقع پر مختلف ممالک کے وزراء خارجہ سے ملاقات میں علاقائی سلامتی، توانائی، امن، ریجنل کنیکٹیوٹی اور دیگر اہم معاملات پر تبادلہ خیال بھی کیا. اس موقع پر وزیر خارجہ نے ECO وزراء خارجہ کونسل اجلاس کے موقع پر آذربائیجان کے دارالحکومت باکو میں اقتصادی تعاون تنظیم ریسرچ سینٹر کے قیام کے لیے معاہدے پر بھی دستخط کیے ہیں. ترجمان دفتر خارجہ ممتاز زہرا بلوچ کی ہفتہ وار نیوز بریفنگ. ان کا یہ بھی کہنا تھا کہ UAE کے صدر کا دورہ پاکستان بہت اہمیت کا حامل ہے. اس سے دونوں ممالک کی جو تعلقات ہیں اس کو نئی جہت ملے گی. مقبوضہ کشمیر کے حالات کا تذکرہ کرتے ہوئے ترجمان دفتر خارجہ کا کہنا تھا کہ بھارت نے اپنی کارروائیاں جاری رکھتے ہوئے کشمیریوں پر ظلم و ستم کا سلسلہ جاری رکھا ہوا ہے اور ان کو ان کے بنیادی حقوق بھی میسر نہیں ہیں. ترجمان دفتر خارجہ ممتاز زہرا بلوچ ہفتہ وار نیوز بریفنگ دے رہی تھیں. اس موقع پر تاشقند میں جو اجلاس ہوا